Hello and welcome to A Good Walk Spoiled.
Today we're going to excavate a pharaoh.
A pharaoh, you say? Don't worry, the tools for the excavation come in the box.
Let's go. I've reached fever pitch with excitement.
Yeah?
It's
Well,
not a very big box though, is it?
Well, on original purchase, we thought it would be bigger, didn't we?
Let's get into it.
Open her up. Let's see if they can see it on top there. Here we go.
Well, that's the pyramid.
Clay pyramid wrapped in cellophane.
And what have you got there?
And those were the aforementioned tools for the job. It's a painting brush, or a brush of some sort, and I think a wooden chisel.
Ah.
There's the wooden chisel.
Let me just read the instructions on the back. It says, 1. The box contains an earthen block, a digging tool, and a brush. Place the block on an easy-to-clean surface or on a big sheet of paper.
We need a sheet of paper. Ready? Cut to sheet of paper. Now, it looks like the cheap soap that you used to get at Christmas in...
Stocking filler soaps?
Yeah.
10 packs, different shapes of fruit. Let's see if we can get the cellophane off. That's the first task, isn't it? Oh, this feels very brittle. I think this is going to excavate itself.
When you put it down.
Right.
Okay, well, that way.
Are we ready?
It seems to be coming away quite quickly.
I'm not quite sure what you use the brush for. I was told never to use a brush when I was digging stuff up. Anyway,
Really?
Yeah, because it merges contexts.
Oh. So while Ross is digging away, let me tell you a little bit about pyramids. The majority of them were constructed in the Old Kingdom between 2667 and 2325 BC. Now, we've talked about ancient Egyptian chronology in a previous video, so if you want to see that and the chronology, click here. Pyramids have their origins in mastaba tombs. They were flat-roofed rectangular mud brick tombs from the early dynastic period. Mastaba tombs consisted of two distinct areas. The first was outside the tomb, where priests, perhaps family members, would leave offerings for the deceased. And the deceased was buried deep inside the chamber, inside the bedrock that had been excavated out. And there was two chambers, one for the body and one for belongings that he was going to take into the afterlife, like food, beer and clothing. Now here's the interesting bit where pyramids come in. In the 3rd dynasty, a chap called Imhotep, who was a bit of a revolutionary ancient Egyptian architect, he decided to build 6 mastaba tombs on top of one another at a place called Saqqara. So 6 mastaba tombs, each of decreasing size, so creating a step.
Step pyramid?
A step pyramid.
Saqqara, as he said.
Yeah, built for the pharaoh Giza. And the pyramid was born.
See what I'm doing with this? I'm going down in spits of one brick at a time.
A spit? What's that?
A volume of earth you take off. You know, like you go down in a 5 centimetre spit till you hit something.
Have you just made that up, or is that an archaeological term?
No, that's a proper term. Get the matics out. We're going down in 5 centimetre spits.
Oh, the matics. Would you like to explain what a matic is?
Oh, it's like a pickaxe, but instead of a pointy end, it's got a flat, broad-headed end like that, so you can scoop away dirt. Rather than picking through it, you can scoop away layers of dirt much more easily. Do you want to go?
Go on then. I need a little hammer. I feel like I need some sort of, goodness.
I think there's a bit of pharaoh coming through. If you can see that there, just there.
Goodness, yes.
Well, this is very exciting.
Well, this is where the brush comes in, I think. Oh,
that's
goodness.
Definitely what we're looking for.
Can we see that? Let's go atop.
Should be able to see what we've got. It looks like a pharaoh's foot or something that's coming through. Anyway, while Phil is continuing to excavate our friend the pharaoh, let me continue the story of the pyramids. Sneferu, who was the founding pharaoh of the 4th dynasty, built 3 pyramids. Each one of them is important in the development of the pyramids. The first one he built was a place called Medium. The pyramid at medium was a step pyramid, but he had the breakthrough idea of filling in the gaps in between the steps.
Oh, okay.
So trying to form a true pyramid with flat sides. But it fell down due to a number of construction weaknesses. But it was the first pyramid to hold the burial chamber inside the pyramid itself, the structure of the pyramid, rather than being underneath the tomb. His second attempt was the bent pyramid, which started off at a 54-degree angle, but it looks like that there were more construction problems, and so they actually changed the angle of the slope to 43 degrees towards the top, so that it looks kind of bent, hence its name. They think that it was becoming unstable.
Unstable, yeah.
So they thought they'd change the angle. His third pyramid, which may be the pyramid that he's buried in, because they haven't found his body, is called the Red Pyramid, which started off at a 43-degree angle from the bottom. So they obviously realised the previous two mistakes, and in the third attempt, they succeeded in building the first true Egyptian pyramid with flat sides.
We've had a breakthrough.
Wonderful.
The pharaoh is very close to the side of this wall here.
I tell you what, in comparison to the size of the pyramid, it's a bloody big pharaoh, isn't it? It's a whopper.
It's a little bit dusty, isn't it?
It's a bit, yeah. Where does this toy come from?
Oh, I'll tell you actually. Let's see where this was made. It's made by a company called Puckator.
Wonderful.
They're the ones we'll be suing in 20 years' time. It says material, polyresin, gypsum and clay.
Good. Actually, it's a good thing you've got the box back up, because the next period in our little story is the Great Pyramid, which you can see in the front there, the three famous pyramids in the Giza necropolis. The Great Pyramid built for Snefru's successor, Khufu. The Great Pyramid of Giza took between 10 and 20 years to build, and it was the tallest structure in the world for 3,800 years. And do you know what beat it? In 1311, do you know what was constructed that was...
1311 AD?
Yes, AD.
No, I don't.
It was Lincoln Cathedral.
Lincoln Cathedral? How big's that then? Clever clocks?
It's a little bit taller than the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza is constructed at a 51-degree angle. So we've seen the development of pyramids all the way through from mastaba tombs to the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's the end of the third and beginning of the fourth dynasty. In respect to the chronology of ancient Egypt, that's an incredibly short period of time. How are you getting on?
Well, this is great fun. I'm down to 1, 2, 3, 4 bricks from the bottom.
Oh,
this
God,
little fella.
his face.
And hang on, his face has turned up.
Wow.
Let's just... There he is. This is the only problem.
The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza coincides with the period of the greatest absolute rule. So pharaohs weren't able to mobilise the manpower or use of resources needed to construct pyramids after that period. It's the pinnacle of pyramid achievement.
Large-scale building.
That's right, yeah. I'll take over. I'm about to go through a corner.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go.
So pharaohs weren't always buried in pyramids. In the New Kingdom, much, much later, the 18th dynasty, this is 3rd dynasty, much later, they were buried in the Valley of the Kings, where Tutankhamun, of course, is buried. And that's thought to be because of tomb robbing. Now, those tombs were also robbed, but pyramids were easily robbed.
It's quite obvious where they are as well.
Yeah.
The Valley of the Kings has got a pyramid-shaped mountain,
yes.
Which is interesting as well.
Looking down.
Maybe a call back to those earlier pharaohs when they were all being buried there.
Yeah.
The brush is crap, isn't it?
I don't know, I think it's all right, actually. The only problem with the brush, the big problem here, is the
fumes.
The dust. The dust fume kind of coming from the gypsum.
Right.
I don't think gypsum's very good for you, is it?
Probably
Perhaps we
not.
should be wearing a mask, but anyway.
So his head's there.
There's his head, yeah.
And then where are his feet there?
At the other end of his body, whereas most people's feet are.
Is it? Are those his feet there? So
I think so,
I can
yeah.
take off this corner.
Go on, try it. Go for it.
Whoa! Oh, crikey.
Wow.
I'll take a bit off, actually. I've taken his foot off.
We've had the classic archaeological problem of destroying the mummy.
I did once go through, talking of mattocks, I did once go through a skull with a mattock. Yeah.
Should you be admitting that on
know.
video?
Digging a cemetery. And
Did you actually break his foot?
I think I've broken his foot off, yeah.
Oh dear.
Or did I? Oh, maybe I didn't.
No, I don't think you did. I think it's...
No, I don't think I did.
I think there he is. He's
Wonderful.
Just slightly
Well, that's a
skewed.
relief. Did you know, Phil,
Yeah.
the 25th dynasty of Egypt...
Okay.
Was-
way down the line.
Indeed.
Way down the line.
Was ruled by Kushite pharaohs. That's now modern-day Sudan. That was to the south of Egypt, as was.
Right.
And they adopted the style of the pyramid. And in fact, today, in the Sudan, there's far more pyramids in the Sudan than there are in Egypt. In fact, in Merowe, which is the old Kushite capital, there's over 200 pyramids, which is about twice as many as were built in the whole of the history of ancient Egypt.
This is 8 hours in. It's not really. We could run it under the tap, couldn't we?
I had this toy when I was a kid, but it was a much bigger one. It was about that big, about the size of like a proper brick.
Yeah.
And it was a little
I'm going to...
Australopithecine, you know, the early human ancestor. But I did, after about, I don't know, 4 hours of digging it, I got bored, and so I ran it under a tap and then just got all of the bones out.
Did it work?
And put it together. It worked a treat. One thing I learned that clay and gypsum composites are very dissolvable. That's what that experience taught me.
But blocked up the drains. You actually created a block of concrete under the ground,
Yeah.
costing your mum and dad thousands of pounds in labour. Well, I think there we go.
Oh,
we're almost there.
Quite good,
Do you want to finish him off?
Yeah, thank you. Oh shit!
Oh dear.
His legs come off.
Ross really has broken it.
I've done it again. First it was the mattock in the skull, and now I've broken his leg. It was like that when I found it. Not only have we broken what we're supposed to be excavating, but also this entire episode has been about pyramids, and we've destroyed the pyramid.
Tragically, this has gone the way of many a early archaeological investigation, hasn't it?
Into ancient Egypt.
Yeah, into ancient Egypt. Just everything's sort of smashed up.
Yeah, big mess. And you pulled the mummy out in a couple of parts, separate parts. Well, I've had a thoroughly good time with that.
Good ending.
Well, we're off to get tested for pleurisy.
Yeah.
The canaries died as well. So I think that's all we've got time for, isn't it, in this episode? And don't forget to click like and get subscribed. We'll see you next time.
I'm just finishing this off. I've just noticed
You've
that
ruined my outro, by the way. So what? Go on. What is it?
he appears to be wearing a turban. I don't know how culturally correct that is, but anyway, we'll leave it to the mummy to say bye bye. Bye bye.
Goodbye.